We all know that BYD has become the new global sensation in the electric mobility space. But what I'm going to tell you now is probably going to blow your mind. The recently introduced BYD Seal with prices starting at 43 lakhs is a much better buy than a Porsche Taycan.
What? A Porsche?
What are you doing here?
Pagal ho gaya kya?
Yes, I just said that to the camera.
This is the BYD and you're comparing it to the Porsche.
If you want to know more, hop in.
Are you mad? They're
Don't
the
waste
kings
my
of
time. Hop in.
Nürburgring.
I'll let the car
You're
do the
talking about a
talking.
Porsche.
I'll let my driving do the talking. Let's go. Are you in or are you out?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. What are you doing here again?
So the thing is, you made an outrageous claim.
I did.
That the BYD Seal might just be better than a Porsche Taycan.
And a lot of people are not going to believe it, but okay. Straight lines are boring and that is pretty much the only trick all electric vehicles have ever learned. But the BYD Seal does a lot of things different. Starting,
Okay, I see a corner.
did you feel,
Whoa!
yeah, are you
Whoa.
experiencing this? It's so stable and look at the speeds we are carrying. Exactly. So not only have they nailed all of those electric bits like quick acceleration, instant torque and all of those things, they've also nailed the chassis setup, they've nailed the suspension. The only thing missing here, if you really want to compare it with the Porsche Taycan, is the steering wheel. I mean, it does not feel as direct and neither is it as slim as a Porsche. But then again, that's just one thing. The weight of the car, and this is a heavy car, 2,400 kilos. That's a gross weight, right? It just manages to hide it so damn well. Do you feel like we are in such a heavy car around these bends?
This is the most shocking part for me. That I am not feeling body roll. I'm not feeling the weight allowing us to, like the weight throwing us out of the road.
Exactly, and despite that, there is absolutely zero tire screech. Until unless you really have to, if you do this, I mean, there is absolutely zero tire screech. This is a heavy, big electric car. Can you digest that?
I am not being able to fathom this entire
So
process.
tell me, Akaash, better than a Taycan?
I've sat in a lot of electric cars with you, yes. Let's say the XC40 Recharge, let's say the
Audi
Hyundai
Q8 e-tron.
e-tron, the Ioniq, the
EV6.
EV6, everything. When you put the battery down low, yes, it does not behave like a regular car would, but there is the weight that you feel.
Yes, in all of those cars.
Yeah, in all of those cars.
Not in this. In fact, even when you compare this, the Seal versus the Atto 3, just the previous car, most recent car from BYD, yes, ground clearance could be a little concerned.
Yeah, we are
Just being careful.
turning like a supercar.
It's just 145 millimeters, so you do have to and then and then
Yup.
yeah, okay. But as you do that, because you have instant torque, you can gather speeds really quick. So the guy behind you does not really get annoyed as such, and that's quite a nice rear to look at. We'll come to the looks in a bit. We were talking about the car
Driving.
setup, the car setup, all right? It immediately translates when you take a curve and you take it at some really serious speeds, because so in the morning, I'll tell you what happened. In the morning, I was driving it around a few bends and I was just surprised. I was like, this car is not acting up. There is no tire screech, the body is very stable, and I started doubting my driving. I was like, am I driving a little too slow? What's up with me today? And then I started pushing the car through these corners, and that's when I realized the true capabilities of this.
And I think the more corners we are going in, the more I'm
You're more
understanding. Where is the body roll?
It's absent.
Where is the freaking body roll, man, on this car? I don't care whether this instrument cluster goes up, down, left, right, rotates on its ass. I don't give two flying shits right now.
Oh, it does do that, by the way.
Yeah, it does do that, but who cares?
I know.
I think the biggest point that we all are missing, all the videos have missed till now, is how good it drives.
Now let's just look at the target customers BYD has in mind, alright? BYD wants to sell this car to people who have already owned or currently own a BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Volvo in the garage and are looking at a daily runabout electric vehicle just in case they don't want to drive one of those expensive vehicles. But what they're trying to achieve with the Seal is the same sort of comfort, same sort of features, same sort of a driving experience and same sort of an elevated lifestyle. To be honest guys, this car delivers more. Because I've driven, and I'm going to just point out names because this is so impressive. I've driven the Audi Q8 e-tron, I've driven a few Mercedes EQ products. Yes, they do a few things right, they do a few things better. Obviously, they have to because they are over 1 CR, and this is, you can access the Seal at 1/3 the cost. But the fact that this comes so close to those cars, look at these seats. Look at the kind of support I have. Shoulder support, nice cushioning, and they look premium. I have Alcantara on the dashboard. The screens, yes, the fonts look like a Micromax phone, but then they work and they have good readability. And I can rotate this screen. I don't know why. Why would you want to rotate this screen?
I don't know.
But then again, it works. At least it has not failed on us. And I don't think BYD screens or BYD technology fails. That is why the adaptability of these cars is so good across the globe. It's not just India. BYD is not trying to enter India with a bang. They have become a global success. Have you been able to fault anything in the car? Obviously, it's the ground clearance.
Yeah.
But
For me, it's the rear
it's
seats.
not.
It is comfortable. It is quite comfortable.
Comfort is not an issue. I think space is.
Spaces, especially when you're trying to put your foot below the front passenger's seat.
There is no space.
There is no space.
For someone as tall as me, what I've done is I've set the seat to its lowest setting. It leaves zero space for the rear passenger to duck their feet in. When I benchmark it next to a Taycan, in a few aspects, it's actually better. What are those aspects? This feels compact. It has a tighter footprint. It's just. It's just.
You know what? The entire ordeal of you saying BYD Seal and the Porsche Taycan in the same sentence, I'm still having to digest that. Not only that, the dynamics of this vehicle, I am not digesting it well. I don't know.
It redefines physics, right? It's
I
like
swear.
nothing. And I can't wait to drive the all-wheel drive version.
It's like an elephant that can do ballet. Like you look at an elephant, it will never do a ballet, but then whoa, it sure does.
So stable, so quick, so sharp. It's
So pee in my pants.
aggressive. It's aggressive, guys. It is superb.
It is.
Why hasn't anyone talked about this before?
I'm crying.
I know, because for
too
43 lakhs, starting at 43 lakhs, you can get yourself. I'm going to stop for a while.
I'm emotional.
Bro.
It's just, I never expected this.
Me neither, okay? When I sat in the car, I was like, another electric vehicle from a country that we don't like. But guys, say what you have to about that nation. Say whatever you have to about BYD. Say whatever you have to about me comparing this with a Taycan. Please shut up.
Yeah.
God.
I'll shut up. I'm sorry I asked that question. How does it go around a
it's a-
corner like that?
Very complicated suspension system, alright? Let's
Yeah, even the Porsche has a dual wishbone in the front.
So does this. That's
Yeah.
the thing. It has a double wishbone on the front and it has a multi-link on the rear. And when you look at the car from the outside, you wouldn't expect it to have such advanced suspension system, but it does. And it's fine-tuned so well. It's got a 50-50 sort of a weight balance, and that you can feel while driving. It's able to keep the car stable no matter how you drive it. It sticks to the ground and it just takes the shape of the road. The body is moving along the road. This, what you see, the movement that you see is not the body roll. This is the road surface that is being translated. It's not a bad thing. It's actually, it actually gives you very good feedback. You know exactly how every wheel is behaving. It's not artificial at all. Imagine me saying this. It's an electric vehicle, but the driving experience,
It's amazing.
it's not artificial.
It's not artificial.
And no, there are no gimmicky sounds on the inside. It does not sound like a rocket or a spaceship. It is a pure EV. It's quiet, it's silent, it's comfortable, it has an impressive range so that you can do this all day long without worrying about, will I make it back home? No. Get it out, drive it fast, eat a few Porsches on your way, put a few Audis to shame, laugh at a few BMW owners, and yeah, you can go back home smiling. And you can do all of that at 1/3 of the cost. That is my sales pitch.
Or really get emotional like me. That's my sales pitch.
I can go on and tell you about a lot of features that the Seal gets. A screen and ventilation and ADAS features and all of that. It gets everything that you would expect from a modern luxury electric vehicle. Alright, let's put it that way. So you have a screen, you have two screens. In fact, you have a horn, you have a steering wheel, you have nice comfortable seats, you have 4 wheels, a headlamp, DRLs. It gets everything that a 50 lakh rupee car should. No complaining here. In fact, some features are a little too much. Like twin ports for your wireless charging.
Finally, we don't fight who gets to get the charger.
Yeah. Those things are being completely put to rest. But that's not the point of the BYD Seal. The point is,
It's a sports car in disguise.
how do you call it a sports car? I think the only giveaway of how quick and focused this car is the rear diffuser, which I think you really like.
Yeah, I did.
That aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know if it works or not, but it
I'm guessing
looks-
it does because it handles really well. I hope it does. Not maybe not in this version. So this, what we're driving, is the premium variant, which is the rear wheel drive. Has the highest kilometer range on offer, which is 650 kilometers.
Whoa!
Yeah, 82 kWh battery and does 0 to 100 in 5.8 seconds, which is respectable. If you want more performance, there is always the BYD the Seal Performance that you can buy. 3.8 seconds, 0 to 100, and slightly lesser range. I think it's 80 kilometers lesser. But then again, it is quicker and it gets an all-wheel drive system. And that I'm expecting is a lot more serious and committed around Benz. I really can't wait to drive that thing.
I really can't wait to
Okay,
drive or be driven.
ultimately, I just have one thing to ask you.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think this is a better buy than a Porsche Taycan? In my books, guys, let me just put out an opinion before you have anything to say. For me, this is better than a Porsche. It's tighter, the footprint is more compact, it's a lot more nimble. When you find a nice windy section to yourself, these are not 4-lane highways, these are these back roads that you find usually unmarked like this one. And this is where the BYD Seal is absolutely a gem. Look at it. Look at the speed and look at the corner.
Jesus.
And there we are.
What the
Yeah, it's just so flat. It's exceptional.
Okay, I know, guys, that we have not talked to you about, let's say, quite a lot of the other features. We haven't talked to you what you get in the interiors. We have not talked about a few things. But for that, there's this. It's called a brochure.
Yeah.
You want dumb information that doesn't matter? Go read a brochure.
Yeah.
Or go see a channel who reads brochure for a living. What do you want to know? Features? There is.
Colors options. Yeah.
There is.
Does it come with 4 wheels or 5?
4 wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
What else do you want to know? Safety end cap. If Vipul crashes, I probably might be living. And it comes from the ocean and makes 1 degree less for the entire planet.
Yeah, that's
I don't know how it does it. If you drive fast, it cools the entire earth down. That's the logic.
Yeah.
So I think I'm done talking about oceans, talking about BYD, trying to understand why this is faster than a Porsche or why this is better than a Porsche.
What do you think it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Time to go back home?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you here again?
I don't know, but I love it here.